Hi everybody, this is your weekly horoscope for Monday the 2nd of April going through until Sunday the 8th of April 2018. It's really nice to be with you today. Thank you for joining me. I hope you've had a wonderful Easter. In these weekly horoscopes, I give you a day-by-day breakdown of what's going on in the heavens. So it's like an astrological weather report. I look at what relationships the planets form with each other in the sky, and the concept of astrology is that as above, so below. So the energy that the planets form in the heavens is going to be mirrored here on planet Earth, and it's going to affect all of us. And by looking at the energy, you'll be able to make the most of it and take advantage of it so you can have the best time possible. So on Monday, the 2nd of April, we have Mars, the male principle of drive and desire, in Capricorn, and that conjuncts Saturn, the planet of structure and restriction, in Capricorn. So there will be a strong sense of building something you care about. The moon is in Scorpio, and the moon is the most sensitive part of who you are. In Scorpio, it gets to the very, very hidden truth of what you're really feeling and what's going on for you emotionally. So you'll be incredibly in touch with your own feelings. That sextiles Mars and Saturn in Capricorn as well. And it trines Neptune in Pisces, the dream planet. So you have the strength and the power to implement change based on your feelings and desires. And not only that, what you're going to be able to do on Monday is to look at existing structures in your life, work, relationships, your physical health, and you're going to look at those things and see them for what they really are. And if they no longer serve you, or if you no longer enjoy certain things about those structures in your life, you're really going to feel that very strongly. And you'll have the confidence and the power to get rid of those structures, to unravel them, so that you can make space for something that's better and that's more positive. Now, Mars and Saturn conjuncting each other usually doesn't bode very well. They're both super, super strong. I mean, Saturn is a powerhouse. Mars is the male principle of what I want and what I wanted yesterday. It's not patient. It's really, really forceful and powerful. But in Capricorn, they work really well because they allow you to build something new. So if you've been in a job that you've really hated for the last 2 years, and you've always kind of said, I'm going to change jobs, but you've been too afraid to do it, and you've said, okay, I'll do it next month when, the bills calm down a little bit. This is the time to make those changes, because Mars and Saturn, this doesn't happen very often, and they give you the actual power and confidence to take such a big leap. I mean, making changes in your job, relationships, the way you eat or exercise or something like that, those kind of changes are huge, and they take a lot of emotional energy to make those kind of alterations. So use this energy that you're being given to actually bite the bullet and do it. So Mars and Saturn conjunct each other until the 15th of April. So for the first 2 weeks of the month, really. So please do check out the monthly horoscopes that I've put up on the YouTube channel for your sun sign first and foremost. And then also if you want extra information for your rising sign as well, to see what houses Mars and Saturn are in and what areas of your life they are going to affect specifically. So if Mars and Saturn are sitting in your 7th house, you'll take your relationships under the microscope and you'll say, am I happy with this, or do I want to unravel the relationship and do something new? Or if it's in your 10th house of career, then you'll focus on your work and say, does this job really serve me? Or do I want to transition out of this work and do something different? So it's really a huge and potentially life-changing day here on Monday the 2nd. Tuesday the 3rd of April, we've got the Scorpio moon conjuncting Jupiter, the lucky planet, which is also in Scorpio. So good luck comes from listening to your feelings again. The Scorpio moon also sextiles Pluto in Capricorn. Pluto is about transformation of the real world in Capricorn, and it trines Chiron in Pisces. So healing old wounds. So on Tuesday the 3rd, good luck comes from tuning into other people and hearing what they're really trying to say to you. So reading between the lines. You know, sometimes people may be afraid to speak the truth, but it's by listening to what they leave out that you can often get clues which then inform you of things which you haven't been able to see yourself. Also, very important, and the most important, is listening to your own feelings. That Scorpio moon gets you to the very depths of what's going on for you emotionally. Because sometimes we rationalize things and we make excuses, and sometimes we don't even know what we're feeling. A Scorpio moon doesn't allow that, and you're going to be very clear on what you feel. So, listening to your own feelings will also bring you opportunities and the potential to make changes in your life. So use that. So Monday and Tuesday are all about water and earth, listening to what's going on internally, looking at the structures that are already there in your life, seeing if they serve you. If not, getting rid of them and replacing them with other structures. So really very, very powerful and demanding couple of days where you have to make big decisions. On Wednesday, the 4th of April, the moon goes into Sagittarius at 6:56 in the morning. So the moon in Sag is totally different than Scorpio. Scorpio is diving inwards and getting to the truth of your feelings. Sagittarius is a fire sign, it's the centaur, and he's got his bow and arrow pointed at a distant goal in the future, and he's always galloping forward. He loves the thrill of the chase, he loves to learn, he likes to teach, he likes to discover uncharted territory, to have fun, and to enjoy that sensation of really being alive and, you know, running very fast and quickly and having your hair blow in the wind and all of that. So the Sagittarius moon is in a fire sign, so very passionate, and it forms a harmonious trine with Mercury, the communication planet, which is in Aries. So that's another fire sign. So these two are going to give you the sense that if you think it, if it's true, then you have the right to just say it, and it makes you very blunt, and it can potentially make you drop major bombshells without even thinking about it twice. Remember that Mercury, the communication planet, is in retrograde until the 22nd of April. So there is the potential to misunderstand things or to get the wrong end of the stick or to think you know it all, but you really don't. Now, Mercury also squares Mars in Capricorn, and we all know Mars is the male principle of I want, I desire, and I want it yesterday. It's really like me and my desires, my passions. It's in Capricorn, so it's creating things. With the connection to Mercury, there's friction going on between the two, and it's potentially problematic in terms of things that you say and things that come out of your mouth today can have negative impacts or a negative impact on the structures in your life. So be careful on Wednesday about saying things and just being overly blunt or being super harsh. And on the flip side of that, because everyone's affected by this, expect some harsh or difficult news that arise out of a misunderstanding or misinformation today. Don't take that too seriously. You're doing it yourself. So don't try and resolve it. Let the situation cool off and revisit this when Mercury goes direct on the 22nd of April if you can. Otherwise, give it a few days at least to cool off. Everything is in fire here on Wednesday, so things will get heated, literally, and it's important to let things cool off a little bit before you get to some sort of resolution. On Thursday, the 5th of April, we have Mercury in Aries, squaring Saturn in Capricorn. So there's now friction between I want and I'm saying what I think is true, and Saturn, structure, being the head teacher of the zodiac, saying no, this is the way it is. The Sagittarius moon also squares Neptune in Pisces, so there's conflict between where you're going and what you're dreaming of, and it trines the moon trines the sun in Aries. So there's a lot of drive and desire to realize your hopes and dreams. You have a lot of power to achieve what it is you want. So on Thursday, you do have a lot of dreams and the strength to achieve all of your goals. But the problem is that Saturn is going to say no to that, and it's going to say, stay put. Now, you can overcome this obstacle by pushing through the sense of reluctance that Saturn is going to fill you with by thinking things through on an objective level so that you can get what you want. It's an interesting day because it's going to feel very counterintuitive. Saturn is going to indicate that you can't always have what you want and that you should just accept that. But the reality is that you don't need to accept it. What you want is within your reach, and if you don't listen to that feeling of reluctance and just push through it, you can get whatever you want. So it's kind of almost going against your feelings here on Thursday. Really interesting, because a lot of us don't do that. We don't challenge our own feelings, and if it's a certain way, then it's like, okay, this is how I feel, therefore it must be true. On Thursday, it's not true. On Friday, the 6th of April, we have the moon going into Capricorn at 2 minutes past 6 in the evening. So on Friday, things calm down a lot. It's a great day to work and to be productive and to get a wonderful sense of pride and achievement from the work that you've done. And then in the evening, taking a quiet walk in nature or enjoying a nice bubble bath, something to really kind of reward yourself is going to be really positive. And ground yourself, that's important, to just really, after this intense and super kind of powerful week, on Friday, just to kind of say, okay, I deserve a break and I'm back to reality and this is the way things are at the moment. Yes, I've started to implement changes, but I get to take a breath here on Friday and I'm not constantly in conflict with my circumstances and my feelings and back and forth. It's a day to relax. On Saturday, the 7th of April, we have Venus, the planet of love and beauty, in Taurus. So Venus in Taurus is very focused on physical beauty and chemistry and in a creative sense, taking your ideas and expressing them in a tangible format. So being an artist or writing and expressing yourself and doing something with it so it can be read or seen by other people. That trines Saturn in Capricorn, and that's really positive because, again, Saturn provides structure. So that very earthy Venus is able to create things and Saturn will structure them. So if you're an artist, if you're a writer, if you're a creative type, Saturday is an excellent day to produce and to really get your ideas out there and to just let them flow. You know, sometimes you sit down to write and you have a blank page in front of you and it's like, how do I fill this? And other days the words just flow out of you and you're like, where is this coming from? Now the moon in Capricorn conjuncts Mars in Capricorn. The moon in Capricorn is, again, much more serious than it's been earlier in the week. So in the beginning of the week, it was in Scorpio and it was all about your feelings and really getting to the truth of those. Then it went into Sagittarius, which was about adventure and fire and moving things forward. In Capricorn, it's about being honest with yourself, getting down to work, being stoic in a sense, and saying productivity is what matters. And what you're working on is really the important thing. And that's what I mean by serious, because it's not so interested in your personal feelings, it's more interested in getting things done. So combined with that Venus and Saturn, also in earth signs, and Mars in Capricorn, and Saturn in Capricorn, it's really all about getting things done and being productive. The only thing that the moon connects with that's not in Earth is Neptune in Pisces. And that also helps the creative process because Neptune is the dream planet In Pisces, it's in a water sign, so the water planet is in water. So that allows your ideas and your inspirations to really flow easily. And that helps you to produce wonderful, creative, imaginative works. So Saturday, the 7th of April, is the most productive and efficient day of the week. You have the drive to take your intangible, spiritual, and unmanifested ideas and to turn these into real outcomes, products, and projects. Finally, on Sunday, the 8th of April, we have the Capricorn moon squaring the Sun in Aries and Uranus in Aries. So the Capricorn moon, again, still focused on what you're working on and what you can achieve. The Sun in Aries and Uranus in Aries, your identity and the rebel really just want to move ahead and get things done. So there's a sense of impatience here. The moon also conjuncts Pluto in Capricorn, so this impatience to get things done and the desire to build and to produce can affect change in your life. And the moon sextiles Jupiter in Scorpio. So again, this is another very, very productive day where you can do a lot and where you can create and have a lot of output. But on Sunday, the difference is going to be that you'll have a really strong desire to continue working on your own, like a mad little scientist. But you'll have a much better chance of achieving what you want if you allow other people into what you're doing, and if you continue to work by yourself, but you show your work to other people and you share your ideas with others to get objective feedback from other people, and that's really going to enrich what you're doing because you're seeing things one way, and by getting a fresh pair of eyes looking at what you're doing, that's really going to help you because we have that Jupiter in Scorpio sextile. It means good luck comes from other people and it comes from listening to your own feelings. So continue to be productive here over the weekend, but let other people comment. If you're very sensitive to that and if you don't like to show your work before it's completed, then really meditate on what you're doing and listen to your feelings, reread what you've done if you're doing writing, or look at the painting again from an objective point of view and really meditate on it and see if there's anything you've missed out or anything that you could deepen or flesh out a little bit more and kind of be your own feedback if that's the way you work. We're all different. If you are open to having other people put in their 2 cents, then that's the best. That's really great, and that's going to inform your work very much. So as you can see, it's a very intense week. Friday is really the only day where you get to relax, but still it's a work day. It's a productive day where you feel good because of the work that you've achieved. So it's only in the evening really that you get to relax. This also applies to retired people and students. So if you're retired and you don't like the structures in your life, you're also going to do something about that and say, I don't want to have my daily routine like this. I want more activities, or I want more action or less action, or whatever it is. Work doesn't just have to be paid work, and relationships and your health and all of those things are up for debate here this week. So whatever kind of stage of life you're in, expect a lot of change in this week, and for you to demand that things change because you're no longer happy with them. So that's what I get for you this week. If you would like a private reading with me, then please get in touch via my website. It's gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab to order your reading. And in my private readings, I use the astrology. What I do is I draw up your birth chart, your natal chart, by taking your place of birth, your date, time of birth. Let me start again. Your date of birth, your time of birth, and your place of birth. And that gives me a snapshot of the sky at the moment you were born. And I can analyze that, and it shows me your life purpose, where you've been in past lifetimes and why you've come into this lifetime, what you're trying to achieve. It also shows me what your vocational skills and aptitudes are, what's destined for you in the areas of family, love, money, self-confidence, self-worth, spiritual progress, travel, moving to different countries, whether you're destined to live in different parts of the world or to live your life in the town you were born. It's all in your chart. And I can also look at what's coming up in future in all of those areas and answer questions you may have. So is Tony the right guy for me? I can compare your charts and see if you are compatible. When am I going to meet my soulmate? By using the astrology and tarot and numerology, I can look at when that's going to happen for you. So if you're interested in having any of those kind of questions answered, then do get in touch for private reading. GregoryScott.com. Click on book your reading on the front page or the readings tab. Please remember to subscribe to this YouTube channel, and I'll speak to you next week. Oh, and remember to check out the monthly horoscopes for your sun sign to see where Mars and Saturn are, because it's going to show you what houses they're in and what area of life you're really going to be questioning for the first couple of days of this week. Have a great week, and I'll speak to you soon.